Scott Rose enjoyed his job running a local donut shop.
I worked a lot, too much.
But now he doesn't work at all. He says his health began plummeting in 2023, first after injuries suffered during a car crash, and then a traumatic brain injury.
It's affected me like 100%. I can't do anything like I used to.
His ability to walk and talk, he says, is significantly impaired.
And this is a nightmare.
So in April 2024, Rose applied for disability with the Social Security Administration, claiming several medical conditions, but he was denied. He then applied for a reconsideration, but denied again.
I think myself and my entire team are baffled that we're sitting here discussing him being denied. This was, by all accounts, a slam dunk, we thought, for us.
Disability advocate Carletta Griffin has been helping Rose. After the second denial, they had a hearing by phone before Administrative Law Judge Suzette Knight, where they presented testimony and evidence to make a more in-depth appeal. But in July, another rejection.
The whole thing was unfair.
The judge found that while Rose was limited and could not perform his past work, he could perform light work with accommodations. A vocational expert testified that he could get a job as an eyeglass cleaner or a marker attaching price tags to merchandise, or he could be a mailroom clerk, something Griffin contested during the hearing.
What is your experience placing in any of these occupations someone with a severe speech impediment?
Let me think back over my work history. I have not placed anyone with a speech impediment in these types of occupations.
They think I can work. I can't work. I mean, really?
In her opinion, the judge said that Rose's statements concerning the intensity, persistence, and limiting effects of his symptoms are not entirely consistent with the evidence. Knight had a medical expert review his records who opined that Rose did not have an abnormal gait and could stand, walk, reach, operate a vehicle, even occasionally climb. Griffin argues the expert's findings contradicts Rose's treating physicians, who noted that he can only stand or walk for 0 to 1 hours per day and can never lift anything above 5 pounds.
Scott's doctor's statement precludes work. His listings of all of the issues impacting Scott and his prognosis is poor. It is diametrically opposed to what the medical expert found.
Rose's doctor put that in writing, but Griffin says it was not ready to be submitted until the same day that Knight issued her decision. But Griffin also points out this particular judge's record. Take a look at this data publicly posted by the SSA. It shows that while every other judge in the Richmond office approves between 53 to 58% of cases that come before them, Suzette Knight has a significantly lower award rate at 18%.
It is very eyebrow-raising, if you will.
When asked about this, an SSA spokesperson said, "It is expected that some judges will have an allowance rate above the national average, and some judges will have an allowance below that average. Additionally, the agency focuses on policy compliance rather than a specific allowance rate to ensure that judge decisions are based upon the facts and policy of a given case, free of any pressure to allow or deny that specific case." We also contacted Knight's office directly to seek comment on her record, but staff referred us back to the communications office.
I've been through the hell, man. When I say hell, it's been hell.
After our interview, and after inquiring with the SSA, an appeals counsel remanded Rose's case back to the administrative law judge level, an action that typically only happens in about 15% of cases. This means that Rose will get a fresh hearing and another shot to try and prove that he is disabled. The appeals counsel says its decision follows new evidence submitted that has a reasonable probability of changing the outcome. While it's a hopeful development for Rose, he says it doesn't negate the 1.5 years of uncertainty and frustration he's felt through this process.
I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I wouldn't.
As a standard practice, the SSA does not comment on specific cases. However, the agency tells me in a statement that it does ensure judge decisions are policy compliant through several review methods. I'm Tyler Lane for CBS 6 News.